What's going on, everybody? Welcome to my channel, Living to Learn. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Those of you that have been watching my channel, supporting my channel for a while, thank you so much. If this is your first time watching, you're welcomed here. And I do appreciate you taking the time out of your day, out of your life to hear what I have to say. And if this video or any of my other videos that I've put out, if any of them resonate with you, if you feel like they connect with you, you want to subscribe to my channel, if you want to donate financially so that you can help support this work, this commitment, it does take work to get here and set up and record. But anyway, you're subscribing to my channel, sharing these videos, liking these videos, commenting, suggestions, feedback, all that is helpful. I really appreciate that. That's support to me. So again, thanks for being here. What I want to talk about is kind of so yesterday I uploaded a video about how to build rapport, why that's important, right? As far as improving our relationships, strengthening our relationships, whether it be professional, personal, just out in, social settings. Rapport building is very important, and it's very helpful. But one of the bits of advice that was in that video, as far as strategy and some of the tips that I shared on how to improve your rapport building skills, was to be authentic and to be genuine. Right, that was one of the tips, and so I was thinking about that, and I thought, you know what, I'd like to actually record a video talking about that, right? So I want to explain why being authentic and genuine to yourself is important. And here's why I'm saying this. Again, a lot of things come to mind, especially this world we live in, the social media world, where there's a picture being painted and no one knows if it's necessarily true or not. I'm not saying everybody's lying. There are people that just are in amazing places. There are people that are doing amazing things. Shout out to them. They get the credit for putting in the work and doing what they've done. But we do live in a world where if it's not perfect, well, it's, it kind of just falls below our standard. And that's sad, because everybody's idea of perfection is different. And every single one of us is exactly who we need to be. So let me get into this a little bit more. First of all, what are the benefits of being authentic, right? Well, I'll tell you what, one thing is, when you are being true to yourself, this can increase your self-confidence, because you've come to a point where you accept yourself as you are. Your truest self, you as you are, you not trying to be anything else, not trying to be something that you're not. Okay? It can also lead to greater self-awareness. And what do I mean by self-awareness? Well, think of something, for example, you may have heard this term, trigger, right? Triggers. What are some triggers, right? So I'll give you a great example, something that I struggle with almost daily. Road rage, right? Driving. Someone cuts you off. Someone's driving too slow, or they're making you uncomfortable. And you start to get this frustration building up. You start to get upset. That's a trigger. And I have news for you. I have news for me, because I'm talking to myself. That's not on that other person. Believe it or not. That's on me. That's on us. And self-awareness means I need to recognize that, hey, when that happens, I start to get frustrated. I need to figure out how I can get rid of that. I need to figure out how I can do away with that. Right? Maybe I need to just go into a breathing exercise when I start to feel frustrated. But first you have to be aware, right? So that's self-awareness, just to give you a good example. So being authentic, being true to yourself leads to greater self-confidence, because you're no longer trying to be someone or something that you're not. And it also leads to greater self-awareness. You can start to become aware of your emotions and things that trigger you and things that upset you or make you sad or whatnot. And you can begin to get to the root of those things so that you can figure out, how can I change this? Because remember, We can't control much out there, but we can control what's in here. Okay, we can control ourselves. It also can help us, right? When we're authentic, we can build relationships with like-minded people. We can start attracting like-minded people. And we can start fostering this trust, building trust, because you're being authentic, you're being you. You're not faking it to try to get in with someone or try to look a certain way. And again, I understand this is very difficult for some of us. In fact, for most of us, it's tough because there are probably some things that we don't like about ourselves. But what I'm pushing here is for an importance to stay authentic and to stay genuine. Again, attracting like-minded people. If you come to the table as yourself, if you come out in public and you come as yourself, as you are, as your authentic, genuine self, that's going to allow you to build better relationships with people that you have more in common with, like-minded individuals, building trust, right? And these are solid relationships. These are helpful things, okay? So this is a benefit of being authentic, of just being you. Because the opposite side is being inauthentic. And we see that all over the place. And I'm not going to lie, I've been guilty of it myself. Sure, you see me on here recording videos. Obviously, it takes a level of confidence for someone to put themselves out there. I do have confidence. I am a confident individual. But man, I got to tell you, I've got a lot of insecurities as well. And I've definitely walked into situations where I was afraid to be authentic. And guess what? It never ends well. Okay? You get these unfulfilled like feelings. You feel disconnected from things that are important to you. Because you're trying to fit into something that is not for you. Right? It's like you wear a size 10 shoe and you're trying to put on a size 8. Because you like how they look. That's great, but your foot's too big. Like, it's not going to be comfortable. And this is why it can lead to things like anxiety, like depression, other mental health issues. Right? And this happens. We get into relationships or we get into situations or we go into these social circles and we want to be a part of something. So we're kind of willing to not, let me negotiate or let me compromise a little bit about being myself because, maybe I can, get further along, whatever it might be. I don't know. I can't say that. You know what you think. You know what happens when you look in the mirror and you decide that your authentic and genuine self is not good enough. And what I'm trying to say here is that is not the truth. We absolutely need you to show up as you. And these are the risks of being inauthentic. It can literally make us sick. Okay? It's not good for us. It's not healthy. We've got to overcome these obstacles to authenticity. And I know there's a lot to it, and this video is not going to cover everything. I wish I could, but that would be a long video because you're talking about a lot of inner work. You're talking about a lot of getting to the root of certain things, right? But one thing I'll say is, practice that self-reflection. Right? 2 things I can give you advice on. Practice that self-reflection. Reflect, right? Remember I was talking, I think, either in yesterday's video or the one before, about that self-reflection, that meditation, that quiet time. Spending time with yourself, listening to yourself, finding out where you're at. How do I feel right now? Where am I at right now? What's making me uncomfortable? What's making me nervous? What's making me anxious? Become aware of these things. Okay? Also, set boundaries. Set boundaries. And sometimes that has to do with people. Sometimes that has to do with, with yourself as far as like overdoing this or doing too much of something or spreading yourself thin. Set boundaries. Begin to respect yourself. Begin to respect your authenticity. Begin to respect you as your genuine self. Okay? This helps us overcome a lot of fear, a lot of self-doubt. Ultimately, those are the things that are driving at us. Ultimately, those are the things that are holding us back from accepting our authentic and genuine self. Okay? So, be authentic. Show up as your true self. Okay? Excuse me. Increase that self-reflection, self-awareness, right? Get to know yourself. Where are your emotions coming from? What triggers are getting to you? What you can do about it, and set boundaries. Okay, whatever that looks like. Boundaries just mean like, hey, this is my space. Nothing and no one is going to invade it. I need this right here for me. And that's setting a self-respect boundary for yourself and for your genuine self, your authentic self. Okay. And you're establishing the fact that, hey, I'm me. This is what I need. I'm not trying to be anyone else's, not trying to neglect anyone else's needs, but this is for myself. Okay. Embrace your authentic self. I'm telling you, the world needs you as you are. I don't know if anyone's ever told you that before. I'm telling you right now. They have to hear it the way you say it. It's going to make sense to them the way that you explain it. You just never know. But I'm telling you, we are selling ourselves short when we don't show up as our authentic and our genuine selves. And I felt like this was something important enough to make a video on. This is going to help us live a much more fulfilling life. Again, I know this doesn't cover every single aspect of it. It doesn't cover, seeking help and counsel, therapy, mentors, life coaching. And again, that's one of the functions of a life coach, is to help people kind of draw, get themselves out of this rut where you're afraid or you're not sure about being your authentic self. This is some of the things that I provide. This is some of the value that I have in my gifting and my talents and what I'm able to help people do, so that they can live fulfilling lives, not wondering or being insecure, or just, maybe the insecurity never goes away, but just not being overwhelmed in self-doubt and fear. That's not a life to live. So this is just me encouraging you. Be authentic, be genuine. Again, I'll put it out there. If you or anyone that you know has considered hiring a life coach, wants to find out more about my services, follow me on Instagram at Live to Learn Coaching. All this information's in the description of the video. Send me a message. We'll go from there. For the rest of you, if you have enjoyed what you've seen, again, please subscribe, please like, share, donate financially if that's something you feel led to do. Comments, constructive criticism, suggestions for future topics, videos, anything. I'm here for it. All right. So again, thank you so much for watching. You guys have a great day.